Go ahead and call the Maverick County Commissioners Court regular meeting to order. Today is Wednesday, October 8th, 2025, and it's 5 o'clock. There has been an establishment of quorum with members that are present. Commissioner Ruiz, Commissioner Ramos, and myself present. Commissioner Rios and Commissioner Rios has advised the court that she's not going to be able to make it today due to the trainings for commissioners in their continuing education. I have not received word yet from Commissioner Morales whether he'll be making today's meeting. Go ahead and proceed with the next steps of the agenda. Item number 2, citizens' communications and recognitions. We do have one citizens communication form that has been submitted for the record. Mr. Placido Madera. Mr. Madera, if you care to approach the podium and just identify yourself for the record and remind you, of course, of the 3 minutes established decorum rule for the purposes of informing the court.
Thank you, Judge. My name is Placido Madera on behalf of the Eagle Pass MPO, Local Transportation Planning Organization. We're here to spread the word about an effort to gather input from the community on transportation project ideas. It's a call for projects. We have a form, looks like this. We also have an online version of that. Fairly simple. You can put the general name of what your transportation project idea is, the limits or from and to. So you could say, for example, Main Street from Veterans to Bibb. So we know you're talking about that segment of Main Street. And you might say, we need more lanes. There's too much traffic there, so we need an additional lane built. Or you could say something like sidewalks on Ricks Drive from this intersection to this. So whatever project you think transportation related, could be vehicle related, could be pedestrian, bicycle, scooter. This Eagle Pass Planning Organization, this transportation planning organization wants to hear your input from especially Maverick County Commissioners and Judge, and from everybody from the public. The planning organization MPO covers from as far north to about the radar base area, coming around town and going south to including the tribal area. So it's not the entire Maverick County, but it's all the city limits, City Eagle Pass, and north to the radar base area and south to the tribe. So anybody has questions about that, we have some extra forms here we could leave for your convenience. And again, we're just seeking public input on what projects to improve transportation in our community that our constituents think are important. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you very much, Mr. Madera. Go ahead and proceed with the recognitions portion of the agenda, being that is the only form that was submitted by the clerk. We will proceed with the recognition portion. The court does have 3 recognitions that will be issued today during this meeting. I think that it's very important to, of course, recognize the efforts of community members when those community members have been excessively available and ready to support our community during times of distress or during times of hardship or emergencies. Commissioner Ramos, of course, had made this request to come forth to the court, and gladly the court responded to make sure that we did provide this recognition to 3 distinct organizations. First, of course, I want to take an opportunity to thank them publicly for the work that they did and the efforts that were ongoing for the Quemado flood situation that Maverick County had to experience. Not only do we see them during this time of an emergency, these organizations, but I do believe that each one of these organizations provides assistance in many ways than one. When I see them, we'll talk about them as we go through the specific appreciation that this court, of course, issues to each of them. I do want to first start off by recognizing the Disaster Relief Organization. The Disaster Relief Organization here in Maverick County, despite whichever issue that has come up for this community, we've always seen that they have been ready to step up. I think that both, of course, the members that are present, Mayor Montalvo, of course, Dr. Claudia Rodriguez Wright, and Romelia Cardona, whom all are members of the organization. I think those are the three that are here present from the organization today. But I wanted to take a moment as judge and, of course, and as the court to express our most sincere gratitude for the work that is being done. During this past flood, I think that we saw a lot of issues that resulted, which we're still working through in order to make sure and continue assisting our residents. But I wanted to take a moment, and the court wanted to take a brief moment to say simply thank you and recognize you for those efforts that you all are doing. So with that, Commissioner, I don't know if there's specifics that you'd like to put into the record first before we proceed with the actual presentation, but if you would like to say a few words, I'd defer,
Sure.
of course, to your precinct, because I know this has been something
Sure,
that's greatly
no.
appreciated.
On behalf of Precinct 3, we are greatly, they're very appreciative of your efforts in supporting the flood victims out in Quemado. I know it took our collaboration and our partnership really made an impact in the community as the residents called and told my staff that that had never been done. So we're very appreciative of all the work that you did. We have a list of members that called, members from the community organizations, businesses, and Ms. Wright and Mr. Montalvo and Ms. Cardona will be presenting in regards to those members of the community that reached out, that wanted to help, that we referred them over to their organization because they took the lead in whatever contributions they wanted to provide to the community. And we're very grateful to the Maldonado family for providing amazing meals. Not only in Quemado, but they even sponsor meals at the Seco Mines Community Center. So we're very grateful. The ministry, we're very grateful, and we'll be presenting you with a certificate of appreciation on behalf of Commissioners Court, because it's you need to be recognized for the efforts that you did in our community.
And I think that, as I've always mentioned, the only way for our community to continue excelling is that if we have the public and private partnerships working together. That is the best way for us to always move forward, because as a private sector, I mean, it's all of us. We all consider ourselves, we may be in these positions which put us in a public position, but we're all part of this community as private members of this community, and we all need to do our part. So I wanted to go ahead and take this opportunity to call on the Disaster Relief Organization to come forward to recognize you all, and let's give them a hand for their efforts. All the members that are here present, you all can come up. Turn this over to you.
You're fine there.
And with that, we'll also just kind of give you all just so that y'all can be proud to be, of course, members of the Maverick County community. The official gold pin there. It's not 24, but it's plated. All right. We work on our budget. All right. But more than anything, we truly appreciate, of course, all of the efforts that y'all do. So once again, thank you all for your work and for the efforts that you've done for our citizens. I love y'all. Would like to say anything?
Thank you.
Riley's gonna make a presentation.
Yes.
Perfect. Very well.
She'll be saying
a couple of words.
Yes.
Thank you all so much. We appreciate it. The next organization, of course, is mentioned that will be coming forth before the court is an organization that we've all seen, and I think the commissioner mentioned that was a group of people who've worked together. They've come together as members of this society, and members of this community, to recognize, and to assist people, but more than anything, of course, continue honoring the life of a great individual in our community, and that was Jorge Maldonado. Many of you all know Jorge when, of course, he was always an individual who was willing to take the shirt off the back of himself and help someone else. And I think that this foundation has been able to establish what is a great legacy for him and for his family. And I just wanted to take some time on behalf of the court, Commissioners Court, today to recognize them because as they have assisted in these situations of the flooding for our residents out in Quemado, they're all over the place. They're in every precinct. They're giving back in monthly plates, meals to the residents of this county, and we recognize that. I think the last time that I'd spoken to the group, they were saying it was about roughly around 800 plates a month that y'all were working at. So that's a huge accomplishment and effort that we're doing that. So to the George Maldonado Foundation, thank you all. Come on up and please, Janice and Tony, as parents, thank you all so much for being here.
Yes. I never thought I'd get to see you.
I know. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
No glasses because you can stop.
Perfect. And we too will pass over this great pen that y'all can wear proudly, and of course in representation of the work that y'all do, but to make sure that that's always part of it. But I don't know if y'all would like to say a few words.
Just on behalf of my family, Isela, and so many people that come out and volunteer to help us every month. Thank you so much, and we're going to continue this. Thank you.
Thank you. And I have to say that Janice, of course, Ms. Maldonado, as I knew her back then, she was my computer lab teacher back at Glass Elementary, a little bit of junior high, but she started at a very young age, and she's just continued.
I'm still there.
And you're still at it. But let me tell you that it's because of mentors and teachers, educators, and like Janice and Tony, great friends that throughout the years we were football season ticket holders there at the old Eagle Field. It's wonderful to see that because of people like you, we continue to see our community moving forward. So thank you all so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you all so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Give our regards to
Yes.
And for the Methodist Healthcare Ministries of South Texas, Inc.
Yes.
This organization, I want to just, strictly and of course bring forth the great recognition of efforts that have gone forth. Ms. Juliet, I know that you're here from the organization, if you'd like care to join us, but this organization has been a great effort and a great assistance to the county and the efforts that have been ongoing. Methodist Healthcare Ministries of South Texas provided what was a very sizable donation to the efforts of the flood relief and all that is ongoing for our county and trying to get back to our residents. Total amount on that was that we had received, or that was received to the disaster relief organization for this purpose, was at $50,000. So that was a huge accomplishment that the organization was able to provide to the residents that are being affected in the process of moving forward this organization, and keep making sure that they're being assisted is something that we continue to evolve and move on. So, Ms. Juliet, on behalf of the Commissioners Court, I want to say thank you. I know that this certificate is symbolic, but more than anything, when you all are working out there and making a difference in our county and in our community, know that the work that you all have done to help residents truly never goes unnoticed. And we just want to take a moment to say thank you for not only contributing and working with our organizations, but for moving these individuals back into a regular sense of lifestyle and to helping them get back to that. So we want to publicly say thank you for the work that you all have done and for what you have contributed to our great county.
And they,
I'd like to say that it's not actually me, it's up there.
Yes, for sure, for sure.
And I wish it was, we have enough to give, but this is not the last time that the ministry is going to give from our community.
yes. And not only, if I may judge,
Yes.
not only that they contribute to the relief organization to help them with their homes, through their efforts, we're being able to support them in the renovation of their homes and so forth. Not only did they do that, they also provided over $5,000 to the Quemado Library in support of the needs that we needed there. So they continue to support our community, and we're very grateful for their efforts that they continue to help us.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gibb. We appreciate it. And this is your $50,000 pin. Okay? We'll take one quick photo here. We appreciate your great work on this, but thank you so much. Mr. Commissioner? Huh? Thank you so much, Mr. Gibb. We appreciate it. Once again, let's give all these organizations a great hand. Thank you. Yes. 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 All of y'all are not have anything else? Y'all please feel free to be excused. Thank you all once again.
Thank you.
Very well. At this time, before we go ahead and proceed with the agenda as it's being presented to the court and has been given public notice. Yes.
Before we get started,
Yes.
what happened to our legal counsel?
Our legal counsel is joining us from Zoom today on this matter. He will be presented and he will be present via Zoom. He was coming in a little bit late. They had a slight conflict, but is he already on?
Yeah,
he's already on. Matt, you are on Zoom, correct? Mr. Gross? Just making sure you can hear us.
Yes.
Very well. Very well. Yes, we can hear you. Okay. We can go ahead and proceed. At this time, item number 3, declaration of conflict of interest. And just, of course, as purposes for this matter, of course, this is an opportunity for members of the court to identify and disclose any actual or perceived conflicts of interest. Are there any conflicts that have been determined on the court agenda at this time? Being that there is none, we'll go ahead and proceed to consent agenda items. Consent have been presented for the court. They will be, of course, considered by one motion, and no separate discussion will occur unless any member of the Commissioners Court desires to remove any item from the consent agenda for it to be considered in its normal sequence on the agenda. Consent items 4A through 4S. On this matter, is there any matter that wishes to be removed from the consent agenda to be placed in the regular portion of the agenda? If not, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented?
That's my motion, sir.
Motion has been made by Commissioner Reese. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Ramos. Discussion? Being that there is none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Moving on to regular items. I'm going to just take a couple of items out of order out of respect for some of the members. And I have to also say that we're taking this into consideration because it's my understanding that it's someone's birthday today, from what I understood. So I'm going to make sure that this information can be tendered out of order. But at this time, if we can take the item that is listed under, give me one second here, Q. Consideration and appropriate action on presentation of Maverick County Disaster Relief Organization. This will be presented, of course, Commissioner, you have requested the item just on that presentation. Yes. And for us to proceed, I believe, Dr. Wright, you'll be presenting. Right. And yes. In order for us to get you out to your birthday celebrations, we appreciate you being here today. But happy birthday, Dr. Wright. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yes, definitely. Well, good afternoon, Honorable Judge. Commissioners Court, and ladies and gentlemen, here to serve, Dr. Claudia Rodriguez Wright, the current president of Organization for Disaster Relief. We'll refer to it as ODR moving forward. We have our vice president, Mr. Enrique Montalvo, and treasurer Romelia Carbon. So, thank you for your time. This is a professional courtesy report. It is in the works still. We continue the efforts. We are not done. The road to recovery is long and hard. Thank you, Commissioner Ramos, for affording us this opportunity. In terms of pre-positioned resources, we have assisted about 52 families thus far. We are moving forward from the last report. I know we presented to Methodist Health Ministries relative to this. In terms of school supplies, there was 5,000 allocated. This took place mid-July. We've met with them around mid-August, and since then, moving forward, they did need the school materials and the clothing as well for the children. We issued the vouchers for school clothing via JCPenney. We try to make arrangements with them to provide the best deals and extend whatever discounts or coupons or sales they might have. And while it might be 30 vouchers thus far, I think we're up to 37. You have to consider there's about 3 individuals per each voucher. Okay, so allocated to that so far is 10,000. We did provide again to the families 35 plus 6 that we met with last week. Again, this is ongoing work. The vouchers for Lowe's, that's where we've gotten the best materials and prices and etc. The initial phase was to consider just repairing a bedroom, a kitchen, and a restroom. As we move forward, we realize there's other needs that continue to have leak on the roof. If we can patch up, if we have ceiling issues, if we have wall issues, etc., we consider the monies that we have and we move forward in allocating as we continue the different phases moving forward with the families. But 15,000 has been allocated towards that. Labor work, 13,000. We can't get everything for free. We do have faith-based organizations that try to help us, but with certain types of repairs, it does require professional assistance. We referred individuals to community action, social services, and education. Mr. Bobby Rankin has been exceptional, helping them with utilities, with rent, etc. To the adult protective services, cleaning supplies. It's like never ending the request. We've allocated 6,000. These individuals are concerned with mold. They're concerned with other things that are still present that we continue to try to afford to them. My closet is more so for clothing for the adults. The children is through the vouchers with JCPenney, and they do have clothing for men and women and shoes as well. Water bottles, we have identified that there is a dire need for water in this community. These individuals may not have potable water, and they may not even have water for showering that is safe or for washing the dishes or their clothes or etc. So yes, we put extensive pressure on Commissioner Ramos, but it is a community problem. And we are involved because this is where the natural disaster struck. Governor Abbott declared it a state of emergency. However, I'm not certain that there was much funding behind that. Okay, but we have to help. It's our moral obligation. We have sent grant links for water opportunities that we've received from the representative state and U.S. to even Jorge Barrera with Eagle Pass Waterworks Systems, because he needs to join forces with us in this effort to attempt to provide the infrastructure necessary. I know Commissioner Ramos has obtained grants, has continued to put forth applications and is doing okay, but we need to help. Okay, we can't just land everything on her in terms of this significant need there. We've referred individuals as well or families to the State of Texas Emergency Assistance Registry, which come to assist those that might have medical needs during an emergency like this, a natural disaster. The focus for us as ODR always has been with our processes and our protocols, yes, the victims of the Quemado flood, but also prioritizing elderly, single women with children, and the disabled. Okay. We have coordinated efforts with the Joint Eagle Pass Maverick County Emergency Operations Center. Mr. Rodriguez has been fabulous. Our initial point of departure was the 77 families, a list that they had. We've helped 52 thus far, different levels, different needs, depending on an intake application form. That Rome has been wonderful in assisting. Her writing is great. It's very legible, and it depends on what their needs are and the risk. And then that's how we proceed in terms of the phases and in the order that we assist the families with. Training and volunteer support, we do obtain that. In the last year, Mr. Montalvo was available and took advantage of several days of training that they had through the Emergency Operations Center and It is very beneficial. And again, we continue to work with Mr. Rodriguez relative to all these efforts because they are ongoing. The community outreach programs, we referred mainly to Commissioner Ramos. She has excellent resources at her disposal, and she is able to connect them with whatever opportunities are within the community. But again, if there is any other individuals that are willing to continue to help or etc., we welcome that. The residents are nothing but grateful and appreciative, and they continue to bless us with what we feel is very little that we allocate for them, for the devastation that they have experienced with their homes. And there's beyond what we are able to appropriate. Families have reported that they have had issues with the entire roof, with foundations, with the ceilings, with wells, with internet infrastructure, septic tanks, the washers, the appliances, the dryers that were flooded, furniture, mini splits, water pumps, etc., that were damaged during the flood. That's beyond our scope, but the need remains. I know our honorable judge was grateful to request the list of those that maybe we may not get to, so that he can see if there's other opportunities somewhere to help the individuals, because even with fences that were swept away and they lost agriculture, farm animals, and livestock. Okay, so what is that price point? Well, it remains, but nonetheless, we have contributed hundreds of hours since we were created in this particular project itself as well, and we will continue until the monies are exhausted and we conclude these efforts. But we were created in 2007 during the Rosita Valley tornado and devastation then, under the auspices of FEMA. And since then, we have held numerous projects, numerous cases. Last 2-3 years have been focused on domestic violence victims, because that is a new dire problem within our community at large that we are trying to help as well. But we were asked to help from Commissioner's Court and Commissioner Ramos specifically for this. And we're not going to shy away, and we're going to figure it out, and we're going to get it done. And together we have continued to partner, and we've had spirited discussions, very respectful, but nonetheless, it's a dire need. We need solutions right now. We have grants. There's a process. We understand, and it's going to take time. But these individuals need water now. Water is life, and we need to do something, all of us. So we are grateful to their partnership with Eagle Pass Rotary Club. We've learned that they were able to obtain some assistance and help some families there. And we just need to continue again to work together. We did learn that arroyos and canales are the responsibility of some organization, agency that we need to connect with to clean them up, because some homes very near would probably not have been flooded if whatever entity is responsible for cleaning and keeping up had taken care of business. So as we assess or we discover certain areas, we continue to explore, and we continue to try to get whatever entities are responsible to take care of business, period, because it would diminish, the damage that we are faced with. Other than that, we continue again to knock on doors and partner with faith-based organizations, and whomever Methodist Health Ministries, you were recognized. Let's give them another round of applause. But anyone willing to help, we welcome, to refer them to both the donation link and then to us. But yes, thank you for your time. Unless there's any questions.
Questions from the court?
Yes.
And I know that, just to add on to that, and I think that it's extremely important, that there's an understanding. I think that over the course of the years, as the organization has evolved, it's challenging when disasters come and go. I mean, I lived through 3 of them when I was mayor. Flooding situations that we had to go through. Now, of course, this was one issue that we had to deal with, unfortunately, and these were natural disasters that occurred. Some other issues will, they can be considered, disasters, but it's dependent on how the state government sees it, unfortunately. And, we have literally worked with FEMA. We have worked with the state, Texas Department of Emergency Management, trying to assure that every pretty much review of every property, every assessment that needed to be done on every road, every assessment that needed to be done on any infrastructure that was damaged would be reported properly to try to even obtain additional federal funding. And unfortunately, I think that, as we see how we're moving forward on that issue, we're, awaiting a final review of that from the from FEMA itself. But in the meantime, our residents cannot, continue to move forward on that issue. I think that when it comes down to the overall matter of the water situation, as the court has taken its necessary review as a court, judicial review as a court, to make sure that we have abilities to have water in that area. We have faced, unfortunately, pushback from the community alike, not understanding that this is something to benefit all of us. Every one of us probably in this room more than likely has running water and a running system for wastewater in their homes, and it isn't fair that we've gotten to that level to where one segment of the community doesn't have that based on 30-40 years of not advocating for it. And then when it actually is getting advocated and we locate it, it's unfortunate that the community goes against it, and that it's led off ultimately by items that are considered, to be political. And these are things that we can't politicize because we have families that are being affected daily. So I want to, stress that the court is fully committed. And when I say the court, I mean the court. We're fully committed to making sure that we continue moving this in the direction. The commissioner, I have to commend Commissioner Ramos because in her precinct, the issues that have been coming forth, and while there has been a matter of how do we get water to that actual area of Quemado, I think that we're finally to a point to where there's a solution that will be able to provide some sense of a response as soon as possible to those residents. And I think that it's going to be in the best interest for them to have something closer to home, because the last thing we want is for older generations to have a problem, to have to travel 12 miles down or 15 miles down and then haul water back to that area for purposes of just having a running, facility, for these homes to have. So I want to commend the commissioner because she's been working on that. Our office has been assisting in any way possible that has been needed to assist. And aside from that, I know that our grants department has been working round the clock to make sure that we can bring in additional support for funding. So we're committed more than 100%. We're at this 1,000% to make sure that there's a response. And if you know Commissioner Ramos, you'll know that our office is committed 1,000% because she's constantly knocking on my door, as every elected official should be on this court, to try to make sure that every effort is being met for the residents in their precincts. So, Commissioner, I want to say thank you to you and thank you to the organization, because the only way that we can actually get across to these individuals is if we truly are working jointly on this matter. So with that, I'll express anything to the commissioner if she wishes to express anything on that.
I just want to thank the court because they've been very supportive. I know that the need, when I took office, I saw the need and we made it happen. And but we're not going to put all our eggs in one basket. And we're reaching out to different organizations and different USDA, Texas Department of Agriculture, and any organization that is willing to support the needs in my precinct in reference to water. And we're not going to wait. We're not going to wait till we get an answer from them. Right now, as a matter of fact, today I have an item on the agenda so that we can, if I get the approval from the court, pretty soon we'll have a trailer out there, 10,000 gallons of water, short term, until we get the funding that we need. And for permanent water line extensions. But we're working. I'm working with Maverick County Water District in regards to the arroyos and canales. I have a couple of items in regards to that on the agenda today, so that we can hopefully partner up and so that we can take care of that as well. So we are, as Judge said, fully committed to support the needs of our community. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for your efforts. I know all three of you were out there on many occasions assessing the needs and in conjunction with my staff. And I want to thank you for your efforts. The healthcare ministries, my God, they continue to support us, and I thank them. Like she says, there is God. Thank you for what you do for us, and thank you. That's all I.
No, thank you. I hope your item passes with flying colors, and I think you deserve an applause because it is a quick turnaround. Even though it might be a temporary fix, water is a necessity. These are humans that we are talking about, and they are in dire need. So let's give a hand for that.
Mayor?
Additional information
Okay.
for your future
Mhm.
reading.
Thank you.
I think it's very helpful in reference to the water situation.
You're giving me homework, Mr. Montalvo. You're giving me homework. That's good. Thank you.
To be helpful and accommodating.
Thank you.
You always are, Mayor. Okay?
And
If you want, can you provide this to that gentleman right there in the black? He's our grants administrator. I know that I just perused through that right there, but if you can provide that over to him so that we can go ahead and make sure that he's also reviewing and making sure that there is, but we will share it with the other commissioners for sure.
If I may quickly, we did distribute that thank you flyers around social media platforms, thanking all those that donated, whether $1, whether 50, whatever it is.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Are there any other questions?
There was a couple of organizations that couldn't be here today that I do want to recognize. The Rotary Club, and if we could just name some of the contributors, Judge, that helped for the community, because now we're live, so I would like to recognize their efforts.
Yeah, and for sure, in reference to that, in reference to specifically from the efforts that they have given, the support to the county residents out there, we do express, of course, our thanks to Back to Action, Gabriela Barbosa, Betty Berain, Nestor Bonilla, Jorge Cavazos, Pablo Garcia Jr., Morris Lipson Jr., EP Borderlines Club, Lowe's, Marisu, MHM, Mission Border Hope, Jason Pennies, Rebecca Robinson, Sandy Tovar, Dora Velasquez. Those are just, of course, some that have worked, of course, and has expressed, of course, their support, and we thank them, of course, for their efforts and for what they do as well. So, thank you all very much. Is there anything else? Anything else? Right? Thank you. Ms. Cardona, you were very quiet today. I'm not used to that. I know. I guess as long as your writing is legible, we're good to go. Thank you so much.
I spoke a lot the other day. So.
That's okay. You're good. You're good. Thank you so much, Ms. Cardona. Appreciate it. Thank you all. We'll go ahead and proceed with the next on the agenda, and just to move in, just in efforts of the scheduling. Item number M, discussion and appropriate action to approve the renewal and rental agreement of the 293rd Judicial District Attorney's Office for fiscal year 2025-2026. For this purpose, yes, I know. Yes. Perfect. Okay. This fiscal year. Very well. So for the purposes of the court, just for our information, I know that the court, of course, received it on their packets on the basis of the request. Mr. Serna did inform the court that he was not going to be able to be present here for this meeting today. The overall leases have been provided as backup in the actual item, and this is the standard agreement that has been agreed to based within the budgeting efforts, and of course the amounts that have been set forth by the court. These are the originals just for purposes of moving forward on this matter. Is there any questions regarding the use of the building that is being utilized at 542 East Main Street?
So they just went up $500.
Correct.
So moved, Judge.
Motion has been made by Commissioner Ramos. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Reese. Discussion? Being that there is none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Very well. We'll go ahead and proceed with moving forward on the approval of the contracts and moving forward with such. On these matters, if we can go ahead and just make sure that these are all submitted, of course, to the court for purposes of documenting this with the clerk's office. Where is Mr. Garcia? Can we just make sure that we have full copies of these so that they can go ahead and proceed with that once they're filed with the clerks. Okay, if there's anything further, well, that's all that we have. Thank you so much. Moving forward, we'll move into item for the regular items of the agenda. Regular items 5A. Discussion and appropriate action to approve 5 wellness days for county employees. On this purpose, members of the court, we have, of course, a court order and resolution that was presented or brought forth for the court in order for us to go ahead and maintain and to present this. I wanted to present this item just to the court to extend, of course, the appreciation to our employees. As you all know, in this matter, this will serve just as an additional support mechanism to our staff that based upon the actual days that are currently being processed for our employees' vacation days, employees' eligibility for sick leave, or any other request, of course, that they have for purposes of needing to not be present or during their process. This would just be basically a court order that states that the Maverick County Commissioners Court recognizes the hard work and dedication of all county employees who have served our community on a daily basis. As a gesture of appreciation, the court would approve additional paid leave benefits to promote employee well-being, work-life balance, and of course overall morale. The Commissioners Court would hereby possibly authorize 5 wellness days per fiscal year for all eligible Maverick County employees. These days are intended to be used at the employee's discretion to support rest, personal health, or overall wellness. The wellness days are in addition to any existing vacation, sick, or personal leave currently provided by Maverick County. Employees may utilize these days as they see fit, subject to departmental scheduling and supervisor approval to ensure continuity of operations. The wellness days may not be used consecutively beyond 2 days at a time. A maximum of 2 days consecutive wellness days may be used if necessary and approved by the department head or supervisor. Unused wellness days do not carry on into the next fiscal year and would not be paid out upon separation from employment. So the implementation of this would be that the department heads and supervisors are encouraged to support the use of wellness days in a fair and consistent manner while maintaining department productivity and, of course, service delivery. The reasoning, of course, that we're bringing this is obviously another morale and just appreciation to the employees of what we are moving forward on their benefits package. If the court is in accordance with the recommendation that I'm bringing before the court, I take a motion to proceed with such. Is there a motion?
So moved, Judge.
Motion has been made by Commissioner Ramos, second by Commissioner Reese. Discussion? Being that there is none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Item number 5B, discussion and appropriate action to approve longevity pay for Maverick County employees. This, of course, is also being presented to the court for its purposes of the review on this matter. This, of course, would be the same specific set place on the court request as we did last year. We would be looking at this matter. Do we have the resolution on this? This is the second one. The longevity specific pay would be on this matter would be that we would be looking at this issue. This would be an increment. Our Commissioners Court would have the desire, of course, the year to express its appreciation to the personnel who have been faithful and, of course, long-term employees of the county. In this matter, the Commissioners Court would find it a measurable form and may do so, of course, by paying longevity increments to its qualified employees. For this purpose, it would be ordered that the increment is for this year only and in no means is set as a precedent of such increment as any future years. This increment would be paid to all eligible county employees and appointed county officials only full-time employees are eligible for the longevity increment. The employee who has worked for 3 years or more as of November 30th, 2025 shall receive this year a longevity increment equal to $15 per month for each month of employment, and up to within the county up to a maximum of 35 years of service. The employee who has worked for less than 3 years as of November 30th, 2025 shall receive for this year a longevity increment equal to $8 per month for each month of employment. The longevity will also take into consideration those employees who have worked for the county for more than 3 years and have been transferred to the OLS grant as provided in the attachment. If any employee had left the county's employment in the time of their time of service and eligibility herein shall be calculated from the starting date of their most recent hire and employment with the county. Any employee having left the county's employed losses all time of service for the purpose of calculation of this longevity increment. And any amount paid under this policy shall be paid to the employee as a separate check in the final salary check of November, and shall be subject to all federal deductions and contributions to the Texas County and District Retirement System. For this purpose, this of course is the recommendation. This is within the budget and has been approved at the time of the approval of the budget, therefore has been calculated. If the court wishes to proceed with that, it is what we can do to move forward with the longevity policy. A motion has been made by Commissioner Reese. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Ramos. Discussion? Being that there is none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Item number 5C. Discussion and appropriate action to open bids for Maverick County, Texas CDBG CFC 23-0423 Alivio project. On this matter, I just want to make sure, are we clear on the verbiage on that, Ms. Irma? Did we have the finalized on that issue? Okay. Okay. Can we see the information that's obviously sent over to the court? Do you have scissors? Okay, we'll see. Yes. Very well. Okay, so I know that was just a question that was conferred. So on that matter, for the purposes, is it just a matter of clarification on the agenda item? But the actual contract number, can you just confirm that, Mr.
For the contract?
Yes, the CDB number? Okay. So then we just need to make sure that we clarify on the actual agenda item. If we can have a motion just to amend, because it says CFC instead of CDV. So the numbers on that item, so it would have to be reflective CDV 23-0423. The item currently reads CFC 23-0423. There's a motion by Commissioner Ramos to amend the item to reflect the correction of CDV 23-0423, seconded by Commissioner Reese. Discussion? Being that there is none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Item is so amended, and it reads and reflects properly on the actual item to reflect CDV 23-0423. On this item, the clerk has informed the court that there were 2 bids that were submitted to the clerk for the purposes of the hydro pneumatic tank in Alivio, Texas. First one has been submitted on October 8th, 2025 at 2:59 p.m. This is coming in from Mike Larson Company. Do we provide the total bid number on this number?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Judge, sorry.
Total bid on this project would be $541,390. They have provided these certificates, statement of bidders' qualifications, and all of the requirements. Commissioners, if you wish to review that. The second bid document that has been received was received on October 8th at 9:29 a.m. For the same project on this matter. Second bid has been submitted by Alvin E. Stock Contractor, LLC. Project sum total bid for items 1 through 8 will be total bid will be for $394,694. As the administrators for this, what is the action that is required at this time? I know this is the opening
That's correct, Judge.
for the bids, and this is the process that we just need to follow. This is just
Correct.
strictly opening.
Well, correct. And the next step will be given to the engineer for
Okay.
evaluation. Then,
Okay.
based on his recommendation, we'll come back to the commissioner's court or with his recommendation. Then we can make an action item.
Perfect.
Either to award or to
Okay.
whatever action the board deems correct, necessary.
Very well. Are there any questions from the court? No? There's no other action that's required at this time? Very well. We have these.
No, just a comment.
Yes.
Just excited that it's moving forward.
Yes. Madam Clerk, I think this one, we'll go ahead and provide these over back to you just for the purpose. There is no action that's required at this time outside of the opening of the bids. Both bids were met the deadline requirements and have been entered into the record for the total amount that has been submitted. We'll turn that all over back to you to make sure that that's all followed through with. Very well. Thank you, Mr. Yes. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Judge.
Is there any other item that you have? That's it. Then you're excused. Okay. Moving forward with this item. 5D, I know that this is an item that we do have some information that I need to bring before the court for that purpose, but I do have legal for executive session on this matter, so this will be an item that will be taken into executive session. Item number 5E, discussion and appropriate action to approve resolution to submit an application for funding and other victims grant administered by the Office of Attorney General, naming the county attorney as the authorized official on this matter.
Good afternoon, Judge, Commissioners. This is to approve a resolution to submit a grant application to the Office of the Attorney General, and what it is for on behalf of the County Attorney's Office. And this funding in the amount of $49,500 will go towards helping out their Victims Assistance Division within the County Attorney's Office. It is without a match to the county. It is competitive. We've attempted 2 times to apply for this grant, and we just haven't gotten over that hump yet. So we're hopeful. Hopefully, this 3rd time will be the charm, and we get this funding for the Victims Assistance Division.
Total
there.
on that, more or less, would be
$49,500.
very well.
That's the maximum that we could apply for.
Very well. With that being said, is there a motion to approve?
So moved,
The
Judge.
motion has been made by Commissioner Reese. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Ramos. Discussion? Being that there is none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous.
Good luck.
Do you have any other items, Mr. Reese?
I was just going to stay for H for the Cordon yourself.
Very well. Very well. Okay. For that purpose, item number 5F, discussion and appropriate action to approve the 3rd quarter 2025 reimbursement of jury payments in accordance with HB 3474, referencing LGC 61.001, reimbursement of funds by the Texas Comptroller's Office. Mr. Vielma?
Thank you for the opportunity, Judge and Commissioners.
Thank you, Mr. Gale.
I'd like to just hand out a little spreadsheet on just some of the numbers that I'll be presenting today.
Thank you.
This was
We'll get Commissioner.
Thank you.
Basically, every quarter I come in to Commissioner's Court and advise them of the reimbursements that we were able to retrieve from the state. I can tell you that we paid out this past quarter $14,972 in jury pay. Out of those funds, we're requesting a reimbursement from the state for $11,438, and we do have a timeline on this. The county would have been responsible for $3,548. Again, the process is working really smoothly. We're getting everything paid out promptly. We can advise you that we issued out 503 debit cards in this 3-month period. So again, things are moving very well. Outside of that, we're looking forward to get those funds back into that account to be able to continue. Now, these funds normally take after it gets submitted this coming week. It takes about a month for us to get those funds, and usually the auditor's office accepts those funds and recognizes them accordingly. So, I don't know if anybody has any questions or something I can help with.
Is there any questions, Commissioner?
I have a question on the county's responsibility that's been budgeted for. We have
Yes. In working with the judge and the budget, we have funds not just for what the county responsibility is, and that fluctuates depending on the jury cases that are presented by both courts, but the judge helps us with the additional funds that holds us over in a basically 4-month period before we're able to get the reimbursements from the state. It is somewhat not time consuming, but a waiting period for that to occur.
In so many words, it's budget.
it's budgeted. I know, I'm traumatized with
Aren't we all?
the reimbursement. Who submits the reimbursement?
Our office there. At
Your
the district
office, submit, and you're working on that. So
and we're working on that all the time. We were able to get budgeted funds to continue this project. There is a yearly fee for us to use this debit card program. So as soon as those invoices come in, those will go out through our normal county PO process.
Thank you. So moved, Judge.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Ramos.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Reese. Discussion. Being that there is none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous.
Thank you, Judge.
Item, yes. Item number 5G, in reference to discussion and appropriate action to approve the RICO addendum for maintenance of a copier for the auditor's office. Okay. On this item, Ms. Marientos.
This
I was going to say Martinez. I don't know why. It's either one.
it's been a while.
It's been a while.
On this item, we did purchase the machine full out, so we don't owe for the machine, but we do require a maintenance contract, and it's going to be based on usage. So they're going to be charging us like less than a penny for black and white, and then almost half a penny for colored. So we do have money budgeted for this maintenance contract. I hope we don't have to go and add later. It just depends on the usage. But we have various, we have another copier that we use that we don't get charged. So we're very careful when we use these printers. We try to minimize the color usage, but we do have a lot of reports to print, the monthly reports and all the reports that we send to the different departments.
I know that I placed this item on the agenda prior to it, but we just received what is a full county-wide report, and I believe, I don't know if they met with IT regarding this issue on a vendor that's providing for full copy upgrade for all county offices, especially since we're looking at specifics for like the new buildings that are coming online. We wanted to make these modifications. I know that we're reset. I don't want to make an amendment to something that maybe we could possibly look at an issue for the next meeting that's set for the 20th, I believe, is what we were looking at. In order for us to kind of proceed from there and to get this moving. Actually, no, we were looking at the 14th next week. So, is there a way that maybe we could? Is this of urgency, or could we look at this issue to where we can bring this back on the 14th, if there isn't a modification on that, just to make this review?
I think we can wait one more week, correct? Because we have the other copyright.
When you say that a recommendation, Judge, when you say that recommendation from a company is to upgrade which machines or
upgrade? Literally, they've done a full review countywide on all of the offices based on the usage.
Recommendation or already a recommendation to?
It would be a recommendation and possible review based off of their by board standards and on the request of the upgrades to the actual systems themselves.
They haven't met with the idea of that.
Okay. I know that they were here present last week, so I just want to make sure that before we make any addendums that could mess up the actual numbers that they provided, if we can have them meet with you all and see if that's something that we can look at, and then that way by the 14th we can discuss it.
And this is for machine only or also maintenance?
This is everything. This is literally full machines, maintenance, and any upgrades that these machines need. Because I mean, we have some county offices that don't even have a copy machine. So that's been the concern that we're dealing with, and I know that it's been an issue for quite some time. So I just want to make sure that we're going to be reviewing this issue and that we can see this done. So my recommendation to the court at this point would be to go ahead and proceed with just bringing this back to the 14th, the item on the 14th, and then we can sit down with the auditing department to discuss it with the actual vendor.
And if we can have the contact for that vendor so we can review
We'll get that sent over
beforehand.
Yeah.
No, just wait for them.
We'll send it over to you.
We'll
That way you can go ahead and get that too.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Barrios. Then no action will be required, and we bring this back to the item that's set for the 14th on that item. Moving forward to item H. Discussion and appropriate action to approve draw number 3 under Colonia SHC contract number CSH24-0166 and authorize the county judge and county auditor to sign Form A202 and draw checklist. I'm going to just take us back real quick. Is there a motion to open the item? Motion is made, second by Commissioner Graves. Discussion, being that there is none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Item has been opened. For the purposes of this, I know we have representatives for the self-help center on this matter. This would be draw number 3. If there anything specific that needs to be informed to the court on this matter.
Good afternoon, Judge, Commissioners. I came today just in case y'all had any questions on Draw 3. I didn't have a presentation, but I'm always happy to give a status update or answer any questions you have.
So specifically, the draw has been provided as backup within the court's review. Are there any specific questions on this matter? This, of course, is the standard drawdowns that we have done on these particular matters for the Colonia Self-Help Center. As this program continues to evolve, we are looking at approximately $176,749.63, roughly.
That sounds correct, sir.
Yeah.
Judge,
Yes.
help me out on this, on the next block in there. It says total match funds expended to date, and it's left blank. What's it mean?
Yes, sir. The form is from the Texas Department of Agriculture, and it's the Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs that actually administers this program. So it's just their form, and some of their programs require match. This program does not require match. While we do have some programs that we do leverage funding on houses, we're not required to report it, so we do not, because it just kind of jams up the system.
I just want to clear that. No
Yes,
matching funding.
No match is required.
Okay.
Are there any specifics? No? If not, is there a motion to approve?
So moved, Judge.
Motion has been made by Commissioner Reese. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Ramos. Discussion. Being that there is none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
If there's nothing further, you're excused. Okay. Moving forward to item number I. Um, Discussion and appropriate action to aid residents at 1286 Fifth Street with the removal of debris and demolition on the damages structured due to the fire that destroyed the property on this particular item. Members of the court, just as an item and of course in a request to this court. Obviously, you can see the letter that was formally submitted upon petition by the resident on this item. There has been, of course, a hardship that has been determined, but not only that, the concern that lies based off of this property that has been caught fire and that was pretty much was a complete loss on the area. The concern, of course, still lies that it is a heavily transited area by those whom are walking, especially students to and from the elementary school that is located near, of course, the area. This has been a concern, of course, not only for the family, but for the individuals that are able to go in at a point and consider what is any issue for vandalism, additional, not vandalism, but extracting or anything that might be in the property that could be of concern for this issue. The family, of course, has been heavily supported by the community on this measure, and just wanted to bring this before the court for the court's consideration, determining that this is of a predominantly public purpose. It is, of course, in your
Yes.
precinct, Commissioner,
Yes.
and this is a matter that has been of great concern for the community. So I would recommend to the court that there would be a consideration for the removal of such, and to have our road and bridge department assist with that matter.
So moved, Judge.
Matter motion has been made by Commissioner Ramos. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Reese. Discussion. Being that there is none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Item number, letter J, discussion and appropriate action to approve the renewal and updated contracts for the following services providers under the Operation Lone Star Grant 4376305, Bethel Funeral Home, Access IT, LexisNexis, LGS, Toshiba, and any other OLS required agreements. Additionally granted the OLS grant administrator under project director the authority to sign off on these contracts in order to go ahead and proceed. For this purpose, this is the standard request or the agreements that are brought yearly for the purposes of moving forward with any modifications for these needs of the grant and the operations of the grant. And for this purpose, the request is to go ahead and proceed with the formal approval of such to sign off on these specific contracts as they have been existent since the inception of the grant, if not brought in to the actual time frame of the grant. Is there anything specific, Ms. Reina, that needs to be informed to the court?
No.
No.
Just the main one that needs to be signed is the access.
Okay. Is there anything specific from the court? Not, is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion has been made by Commissioner Ramos. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Reese. Yes, Ms. Barrios.
This one, will their Toshiba also be rated?
Yeah, that's going to be the only thing that we'll need to go ahead and I was going to stipulate that on the actual. I'm catching it, Ms. Barrientos. Don't worry. I was gonna mention that. But just for that purpose, for the purposes of the Toshiba contracts, just making sure that if there is any possible change on that matter, that we go ahead and take that into consideration. If we need to make any modifications, that'll be done. Okay, for their Toshiba contract. If there is no further clarification that's needed, you can just make sure that's on the record, Ms. Irma. If there is none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Item letter K, discussion appropriate action to create and fund positions and or line items as required in the Operation Lone Star Grant number 4376305, subject to budgetary approval of the Office of the Governor of Texas at no cost to the citizens of Maverick County. Is there a motion to open the item? Motion has been made by Commissioner Reese. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Ramos. Discussion. Being that there is none, all those in favor? Unanimous. Item is so opened. In regards to this particular item, this is just the overall positions, of course, to create and fund the positions on line items as required by the Operation Lone Star Grant. Is there specifics, Ms. Reina?
No, it's just pretty much in between from here on, if there's any adjustments.
Ms. Barrientos.
Yes, I do have a question on this one.
Uh-huh.
Regarding their budget amendments, will those have to come before Commissioners Court? Any budget amendment done through the grant?
So I know that specifically on those matters for the budget amendments and the working of those budget amendments, those specifically have been handled, and we've handled those on the site upon approval from the governor's office. Now, what needs to be made very clear on this grant is that we have set aside 3 months of working per the operation. Okay, so every 3 months on salaries and things of that nature for what is required on the purposes of moving forward, that funding is set aside already and has already been set. If there's specific additional budget adjustments, then those obviously for that purpose, the adjustments can be made on the line item of the grant once it's approved by the governor's office. Then, of course, if there's a need for us to make any modifications, we will need to review that here on this, because everything is subject to the governor's office approval.
So, if I'm understanding correctly, once the governor's office approves it, and it does cause a salary increase or any increase on any of the line items, it would have to come back to Commissioners Court for review and proper budgeting.
Well, for the purposes of it being placed on that line item, because the grant is what's covering it.
Right.
Okay. So on those items, the actual grant and the way that we've had it set up in the past is that it would move forward once it's been approved by the governor's office. Okay.
Technically, they won't come back to you for
if there's an amendment specifically for an issue that we would, it's been normally addressed to where they've had hourly changes per hour, correct? If I'm not mistaken on that one. So if it's an hourly change on payment scale, but it's still within that budget, within what has been approved, anything that's going to go over our 300 that we have set for the actual 3 months, then it needs to come back.
Oh, just so we're clear,
okay.
And we let you know if there's anything.
So for right now, since we have scaled back on the operation, we just need to make sure that if there's something specific on those issues, the governor's office has to make an approval on that issue, and then of course if it's something over that amount that's going to be concerning for us that's not going to be able to fund within those 3 months, then they need to come and get here, and if that's the case, then we'll have a concern. Is that workable from a financial standpoint? I don't want to cause a problem here. I need to get your recommendation on what you would recommend on that issue.
Well, on this issue, I know that we did the 3 month salaries based on current salaries.
Yes.
Correct.
So if there's any increases or any salary adjustments, I would recommend that they come to you, because if we get in a bind again where we can't fund their next payroll, you're aware of why that increased.
If you want to, if you would make that recommendation for that purpose, I have no issue with it. Okay. The grant needs to come into a control on those purposes for that. So I mean, if it's the wishes to keep that control from that point of view, I know that when we had it, we were waiting on the governor's office, and Ms. Reina, I don't know if there's specifics that would cause any type of concern with that from doing that review on that thing.
No, I don't see no problem if there's an increase. Okay.
Okay. I mean, my concern here is that I know back then a lot of it was contingent first because we were waiting on their approval first. So but I have no problem with that. If it's easier for budgeting and keeping control on that, let's go that route.
Great. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, I would also need to check with Mr.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, I wouldn't, I would just say that.
I don't see anything, but just to make sure.
Okay.
Check with him.
Okay. For that purpose, I mean, is there a motion to go ahead and proceed with this coming before the court first for any budgeted changes for higher salaries?
Or additional positions.
Well, additional positions, that's not happening anymore. Unless it's been modified and there's been a request that has been made, and as the project administrator, we've been able to identify funding for that, then we would bring that forward.
Or if positions are cut, for example, if positions are cut on the budget of what was awarded, if any positions are cut or any positions are added, it's a good thing to let you know because that
It's gonna
reduces
free
the
up money.
transfer from the general fund.
Yeah.
So I just so that you stay in the loop.
And I think that we're going to have a sit down on that discussion, or have a discussion on that, Ms. Barrientos, because my concern there is that we have freed up, like let's say my office, we've lost, two that are being funded first through the general fund.
Right.
And maybe through that opportunity and through that funding, if we have some other areas where we can assist other departments, i.e. the district judges, then let's try to see if we can get some money back there.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
And Ms. Barrientos, one more thing. If we can, I don't know who's processing the reimbursements,
On those,
but if we can.
yes, we're trying to
speed it
get them.
up.
I know that we were doing it every 3 months. So she's trying to get them done on a monthly basis, but there's always a little glitch with timesheets and affidavits and stuff like that. It's getting a lot better now.
Good.
So the plan is to try and get them done on a monthly basis.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Can we just get a report of that monthly?
Yes. I'll include it.
Specifically on how we're getting the reimbursements and how they're being submitted, and that way we can go from there.
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. All right, then my recommendation would be then to go ahead and bring that forth. If there's going to be any salary changes or modifications, then that would come forth before the court first to identify that there is sufficient funding in there. If not, then of course we would be able to make that modification. So, motion would be to go ahead and proceed with the item. To go ahead and proceed with the discussion that we've held here in open session. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Ramos. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Reese. Discussion. Are we clear? Okay. So basically what would happen here is the motion is just to make sure on the discussion that we just had. Motion would be that any item for OLS modifications on salaries, if there is an increase in salary, there needs to be a report to this court first to identify a budget and to make sure that that's actually available prior to making a request to the governor's office on those changes. Okay. On this matter, this would just be on the position to create a fund position. Line items, of course, and those natures, of course, that would also be a matter for that purpose. So, purposes of budgeting, we're just going to try to stay on track here with this grant and make sure this, as we're starting to wind down, we're on process. Clarification has been given? Yes? I just want to make sure. All right. If there is no further questions on this item, we'll go ahead and proceed. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Item number L, discussion and appropriate action to approve county attorney forfeiture account budget for year 2025-2026. This item has been presented also to the court. Ms. Reina, specifics?
This is just our office forfeiture account.
And this is for bond forfeitures?
Yes. And we do it it's procedure every year, so we
%80 would be for operating supplies, 10% equipment, and any 10% for travel and training. Okay. Is there specifics, questions on the budget?
That's what he wants. That's what
That's
he's
his budget.
requesting. That's his budget. So moved, Judge.
Motion has been made by Commissioner Ramos. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Ruiz. Discussion? Being that there is none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Item N, discussion and appropriate action to advertise for hot mix laydown for fiscal year 2026 street projects. Is there a motion to advertise? Motion's been made. Motion to open. Motion's been made by Commissioner Ramos. Second by Commissioner Reese. Discussion. Being that there is none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Items have been opened. Is there a motion to approve? Motion's been made by Commissioner Ramos. Second by Commissioner Reese. Discussion. Being that there is none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Item O, discussion and appropriate action to advertise for hot mix asphalt for fiscal year 2026 street projects. This is for the asphalt portion. There's a motion to open the item. Is there a second? Second to open the item has been made by Commissioner Reese. Discussion? Being that there is none, all those in favor? Unanimous. Item is so opened. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion has been made by Commissioner Ramos. Reese. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Ramos. Discussion? Being that there is none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Item P, discussion and appropriate action to accept a retired 2012 police unit from the City of Eagle Pass for Maverick County Constable Office Precinct Number 4. Is there a motion to open the item?
So moved.
Motion has been made by Commissioner Ramos. Is there a second?
Yes, second.
Second by Commissioner Reese. Discussion? Being that there is none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Item has been opened. Is there discussion? I'm sorry. Is there a motion to accept the retired 2012 police unit?
So moved.
Motion has been made by Commissioner Reese. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Ramos. Discussion? Yes.
On that one, I just want to make very clear that they cannot use any of these units until all the title transfers have been done and they're on our insurance and all the decals have been removed and redone. And also, since this is a used vehicle, I would encourage the constables to make necessary needs. It's an additional vehicle too, so they're going to need maintenance and repairs on these vehicles, just so they're aware that it will increase. They're going to need maintenance.
Ma'am, I think they're going to do that. Yes.
No, just so that they're aware. I did speak to Ms. Maldonado about that, but I haven't had the opportunity to speak to the other constables. But I know that we've already had a constable that needs tires for a vehicle, and they don't have enough to purchase some in the budget right now, and we're just starting. So just so that they're aware of those needs.
So I do believe, of course, that that's going to be a part of a discussion that we're going to have in regards to the needs that are coming in. I also know, of course, that on the side note, the constables did receive new units
Yes, they will be receiving.
I don't know when they'll be receiving them. Which have they arrived on site?
Right? Yes, they were. The units are there. The only issue is the radio equipment. So through OLS, they did request an extension for last year's grant. So they give us an extension. So the plan is that they should be here with the equipment by November 1st.
Very well. Then for that purpose, we'll go ahead and proceed with moving forward on those items. I do know, and of course, and I want to make sure that we'll more than likely have to review or pretty much set policy when we're receiving these types of intergovernmental exchanges. Because I know that with them comes sometimes some challenges for repairs and things of that nature, which is completely understandable. But I do want to just try to have something in place to where we're making sure where we've had these issues, we've had canine units or canines that have caused additional distress due to the overall process of how they were obtained. But I just want to make sure that while we're doing this, upon this review, that we set proper policy for this, because these were matters, of course, that were not contemplated in this year's fiscal budget. So we'll work on that with them in order to try to see what it is that we need to do and obtain them. As mentioned, of course, the constables are receiving new units in the 4 precincts respectively, and of course the 3-2, which is receiving a ATV alongside with that for purposes of review through the Quemado area. So we'll be working on these matters with the precincts.
I think
Okay.
we should do our best to make sure we get new units.
Correct. So with that, if there is no further discussion, there's a motion and a second. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Item letter R, discussion and appropriate action to approve an intergovernmental agreement between Maverick County and Maverick County Water Control. And of course, based on the process for the agenda, of course, this is our first agenda that has been a little bit restructured, and I want to just bring that on the record. Hence, I'm having a little bit of...
mention it. I do not like this new format.
Okay. Do you prefer a number?
Yes.
All right. Then we'll go ahead and do that. I just wanted to bring it up. I just want, Mr. Groves, I'd like to go ahead and just go ahead and blame you for that.
What change something that is working, you know?
I know. The review commissioner.
Put flowers and roses.
The commissioner, of course, has had some concern with that, but nonetheless, I too am struggling with it after so many years of doing that, but I think we can make that. It's a simple modification. Don't worry. It's a simple fix. But I'm going to blame Mr. Groves, of course, for the restructuring of the agenda and how we're proceeding with the matters, which are important notices that need to be placed on the agenda. We just want to make sure that we're covering this. There will be some modifications that will be done to the rules of decorum that'll be brought forth at a later meeting. For that purpose, Commissioner Ramos, is there a motion to open the item for item R? Item has been opened. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Commissioner Reese, discussion. Being that there is none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Item is so open. Commissioner?
Yes, on this item, Judge, I just wanted to bring it before the court. And in regards, as Dr. Claudia Wright stated, there's a lot of issues in regards to the arroyos and canales, the work that needs to be done out in our precincts. And I know I had brought this item back about 3-4 years ago, and we haven't been able to move forward with approval of an intergovernmental agreement to assist each other with the needs in our precincts. I have forwarded this to legal so that he can review it and make modifications, Mr. Grove, if we need to. And I met with the water district, and they're willing to move forward with this intergovernmental agreement. Once we're done with our agreement, they're expecting us to send it to them so that they can present it to their board of directors. So I just need, I'm recommending that we move forward and present.
And I reviewed the interlocal agreement. It is a standard agreement that we have with all entities, so I have no issue with us moving forward and approving such, because it's the agreement that we have with EPISD, with the City of Eagle Pass, and with the hospital district. The only entity that does not have an actual intergovernmental agreement that has not been able to approve it, I think we're looking at 2 years now, is the water district. So for that purpose, based on the safety and health matters that are out there, these concerns, the only way that we can address some of these issues is if these interlocal agreements are actually in place. So is there a motion?
That's my
motion has been made by Commissioner Ramos. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Reese. Discussion?
Yes, sir. I just want, maybe, I don't recall, we have an agreement with the Maverick County Hospital District?
Correct.
We do?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So we have
the city,
and
I know the rest, but I guess because we haven't really had a need for that.
But we just went ahead and we did incorporate it with the hospital district when we came on board. I restructured all of the interlocal agreements, and we've approved them all at the same time. We'll more than likely have to bring them all back just so that we can have them all structured at the beginning of the fiscal years, and we bring those back accordingly every year.
Mr. Grove, did you get my email with the agreement?
I'm looking for it. I have not seen it.
If we can review that,
yes.
Mr. Groves, and then just go ahead and make sure that for that purpose, this has been the standard agreement on the interlocals with all of the entities in Maverick County. So for that, yes, that's correct. Yes. So this would be, of course, the request and the court. The court does have a motion and a second. Is there any further clarification? Is there anything further that's needed, Mr. Groves, on this end?
Since this is an interlocal, I would say we add a couple lines that are required by the Interlocal Governmental Act, just to bank the current revenues, and that's really it. Other than that, it looks fine.
Okay. With the for the motion, then of course would be I would request that it would be
pending legal
approval of the agreement with the additional legal verbiage that is being recommended by legal on this item. I would ask for the execution of such once they have executed on their end as well for this purpose. Is that your amended motion?
Yes, that's
very well.
Amended motion.
Motion has been amended. Is there a second? Second has been so amended. Further discussion? There is none. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Moving forward to item S. Discussion and appropriate action to write off an AR of $259,605 recorded in the INS Fund 293 due to Water Plant Fund 180, and to write off the payable to Fund 293 and Fund 180. Commissioner Ramos.
Yes, Judge. This is as requested by the auditor's office, And it's just so that we can balance the water plant accounts, and that is my motion.
Motion has been made by Commissioner Ramos. Is there a second? Well, is there a motion to open?
Yes, that's my motion.
Motion has been to open the item. Second has been made by Commissioner Reese. Is there discussion? There is none. All those in favor? Item is so opened. Ms. Barrientos, you can please.
Yes, this item was brought to our attention at the last audit. And technically we have, whenever, this is a USDA loan that we got years ago. So when we went out for this USDA loan, we said that we were going to pay some of it through tax and some of it through water revenue. However, our water revenue does not make enough money to pay the loan. So the loan has been paid out with INS funds all these years. But we keep accruing that due from water in that fund. Well, it's never going to happen because we don't have enough money and it's already been covered by INS. So the recommendation from the auditors was to write it off, and that way you don't have that liability in your water fund. It's a liability that's never going to happen. You're never going to pay. So get it off the books. The loan's getting paid. We're collecting taxes for this purpose. So just to clean up our books and get that out of there. And so you remove that liability from the water fund.
So moved.
Motion has been made by Commissioner Ramos. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Reese. Discussion?
Ma'am, can you,
Yes.
in reference to INS funding, how are we standing with that?
How is that?
How we are standing with the INS fund?
Well, technically, every year when you do your tax rate, a portion of that is for the loans. So that goes to the INS fund. And on a yearly basis, you collect enough to pay the debt for that year. So there's been other, I believe we have about $1 million in there in fund balance. And that's was recommended in case in one of the years you don't collect enough to pay your debt, you can use your fund balance.
Sort of like a piggyback?
Well, because of I think we're using a little bit for the refunding, I believe, from the INS fund balance.
I'm sorry, yes.
Yeah, so since this refunding happened after we did the tax rate, so we're going to have to use a little bit of that fund balance to make a payment this year for that refunding bond. So it's meant to cover cases like that. But on a yearly basis, we put that tax.
Well, the INS is obviously there for any type of debt that we go out for.
Correct.
It's to bring down that debt.
Right.
I just wanted to know how much is there. You know, that's all.
Mm-hmm. The INS, it was about 1.1.
1.1. And then whatever we collect for taxes this year.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Okay, if there's no further discussion, I'll call for the question. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Item T, discussion and appropriate actions to allow Maverick County to enter private property located at 4053 Deer Run Boulevard to access canal for clearing and to avoid vector and possible flooding. Is that correct, the way the item was submitted? For that purpose, is there a motion to open the item?
So moved.
Motion has been made by Commissioner Ramos. Second by Commissioner Reese. Discussion?
Yeah, Judge, can
Yes.
can we just take this one to executive session?
Very well.
I think it's something we discussed previously, but I would like to just take it there. That's okay with Commissioner Ramos?
Yes, we'll do that.
Thank you.
I was going to suggest that.
Very well. Item, the request, of course, of the court, motion and second or so rescinded, correct?
Correct.
Very well. Then the item, of course, will be to take this item into executive session for review with legal counsel. Item U, discussion and appropriate action to allow Workforce Solution Middle Rio Grande program to place employee Denisa Jaislyn Sandoval at the Second Mines Community Center at no cost to Maverick County. Is there a motion to open the item?
So moved.
Motion has been made by Commissioner Ramos. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Reese. Discussion? Being that there is none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Item is so open. Is there a motion to approve?
That's my motion.
Motion has been made by Commissioner Ramos.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Reese. Discussion?
Yes, Judge.
Yes.
This is a high school student. It's through the Middle Rio Grande Workforce Center. And they called and asked that they had a student that she only works 2 hours Tuesday through Friday.
Okay.
And that's my motion, Judge.
Motion has been.
What, Commissioner?
Yes.
Ask the question.
Sure.
What kind of work is she going to be volunteering? Or is she being paid or is she just
She's getting paid through the Middle Rio Grande.
So the workforce program.
Okay.
She just assists with filing and helping out in the
Clerical work.
community
So she's
center.
under contract with that program.
Correct.
The county.
Correct.
No problem.
Very well. Further clarification, there's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Reese. Discussion. Being that there is none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Item is so approved. Item V, discussion and appropriate action to renew the HACH service partnership quotation, number HACH 1117979 to service all the Maverick County Airport Waterworks HACH equipment. Is there a motion to open the item?
So moved.
Motion has been made by Commissioner Ramos. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Reese. Discussion. Being that there is none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Item is so open. Is there a motion to
So
proceed?
moved.
Motion has been made for approval by Commissioner Ramos. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Reese. Discussion. Is there
Yes.
specifics, Commissioner?
Yes, this is just the routine maintenance agreement with at the water plant. This is a company that does the maintenance of the turbidity meters, the chlorine indicators, all the injectors where all the chemicals go, and it's just a yearly maintenance agreement.
Very well.
And that is my motion.
I have one quick question. Has the auditor's office got a requisition on the PO?
No,
Has there been?
Has it
no,
what?
I
Has
don't
there been
think
a
we
PO?
have it yet.
Oh.
The purchase order?
So what I'm recommending motion is subject to proceed
Pending the PO.
requisition and purchase order.
Okay. Sounds
Does that
good.
work for you, Ms. Valientos?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
It'll be the yearly PO for the maintenance contract.
It's just under. We brought it before the court last year too, but we'll send a PO. Thank you.
There is a motion and a second. Further discussion? All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Item number W. Item W. Discussion and appropriate action to renew the Camalo Cemetery groundskeeper service agreement for the fiscal year 2026. Is there a motion to open the item?
So moved.
Motion has been made by Commissioner Ramos. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Reese. Discussion. Being that there is none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Item is so opened. Moving forward, Commissioner, is there a motion to approve?
That's my motion, Judge.
The motion has been made by Commissioner.
Same question.
Uh-huh.
That question's the last time.
Yeah, we still don't have a purchase order for that, but it'll be a yearly purchase.
It'll be a yearly. It's a standard that we do, and we will submit a PO.
Perfect.
Thank
There's
you.
a motion. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Reese. Discussion. On this issue then, just for that clarification, of course, that'll be submitting the process. These are, of course, standard agreements that should not have any issues in order to proceed with the process. Is that correct, Ms. Barrientos?
Yes.
Okay.
It'll be the same amount as last year.
Same amount as last year.
There is no further discussion on this item. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Item number X, discussion and appropriate action to approve budget adjustment amendment to fund district court budget cuts. This item is sponsored by Commissioner Morales. I know Commissioner Morales has not arrived here today, but there's a motion to at least have a brief discussion on this matter. I'd be amenable to having that based on the discussions that I've had with the district judges right now.
That's my motion.
Second.
Yes, motion to open has been made by Commissioner Ramos and second by Commissioner Reese on this item. To open the items, is there a call for the vote? All those in favor, please raise your right hand. For that purpose, item is opened. I just want to take a brief second, out of respect still for the Commissioner's item, and I'm sure that the Commissioner would place this item yet again for this purpose, but I do want to just inform on the discussions that we've had today. Commissioner Reese and myself met with Judge Flores. I know Judge Abascal was in court today in Dimmitt County, and we were discussing these matters via telephone. I know that there have been some matters that have been presented to the court regarding this issue, and I would just like to take a moment just to inform, of course, not only the district judges, as I have in the meetings that we've had with them, but basically just to reiterate that we're looking into this situation to see what it is that can be done. If there's certain amendments, I think in the discussions that we've had with yourself, Judge, and with Judge Flores, there have been maybe certain concessions that we need to look at and take into consideration to see how we can modify. But we're gonna take this into review. And then bring this back if so wishes. Those are the wishes, of course, of the members of the court or of Commissioner Morales on that fact to go ahead and have the discussion and go a little bit further. But
Judge,
yes,
Judge, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but can we take this into executive session, please?
sure, not a problem. So for that purpose, we will be in contact, and I will go ahead and also take the advisement of the legal counsel on this issue and take this into executive session for also discussion on this purpose. We'll go ahead and move forward with the item on this review, and we'll begin budget amendments. All budget amendments have been provided for the appropriate action for approval of the fiscal 25 budget amendments. Is there a motion to open items Y, Z, double A, double B, and double C? Is there a motion to open those items by consent?
Yes, sir.
A motion has been made by Commissioner Reese. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Ramos. Discussion? Being that there is none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. All items have been opened for discussion. We'll take that first. Item Y, discussion of appropriate action to approve fiscal year 25 budget amendments. Budget amendments have been provided for your review. Is there anything specific, Ms. Barrientos, on any of these items?
Are the Mayor, Judge,
Yes.
budget amendments? I don't have a list of. I have.
So 25. Yeah.
Oh.
So item 20 for the 2025, there were just minor budget amendments that needed to be adjusted. This would be specific for 6,923.21 for the fiscal year 25 budget amendments and the requests that have been submitted for county attorney, tax collector, information department, courthouse, road and bridge, water plant, and HR.
Correct, and these were basically overages on the specific line items for those departments. So we just want to make sure that before we close our books, all of them are in the positive.
Okay.
Or zero.
Is there a motion?
Hold on, Judge. A minute.
And also on particular in regards to that matter for the purposes of the if we're meeting on the 4th next week,
Yes.
per se, and if there's any other just adjustments for the 25 year, this is not, is it, if there is something that pops up, are you all finalizing that at that time?
Yes, we basically, it'll be probably the third week in October when we have all final invoices, numbers, and everything paid. So you're still gonna have maybe another 2 meetings where we're gonna present budget amendments for fiscal year 25.
And these issues are obviously matters that were encumbered into the fiscal
Well,
year?
like utilities and fuel that normally we get all the
Contracts?
Yeah, contracts. We get the invoices like halfway of the next month. So we're still waiting for invoices to come in for September.
Mm-hmm.
So as those come in, we'll be adjusting the line items.
Question?
That's all.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion has been made by Commissioner Ramos, second by Commissioner Reese. Discussion? Being that there is none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Item Z, discussion and appropriate action to approve fiscal year 26 budget amendments, also provided at the next line item. For this review, we're looking at 44,899.50.
Judge,
Yes.
I would like to add a budget amendment for your consideration. I don't know if it was inadvertently left out, but this is within my budget.
Mhm.
So I'm just moving from a couple of line items to one line item.
Is this removing from machinery and equipment?
Yes, I'm removing from machinery and equipment and adding to my professional services account.
What is in the amount right now for professional services there?
I believe I have 8,000 in my professional services. I want to bring it up to, or I have 7, so I want to bring it up to 15.
Good.
if we can just double check on the numbers that have been submitted, and then we can go ahead and make sure that this one is submitted for the purposes of the meeting on the 14th. If there is a review on this for item number 26, I'm sorry, for item Z, the number is listed at 44,899.50. Is there a motion?
I'm not very clear on this budget amendment. I'm sorry. What is?
So this would be specifically for the item. This one? So these would be consistent for item Z, which would be for the purposes of the adjustments made in the county attorney's office, water plant, nutrition center, and dues that need to be paid out through Middle Rio Grande Development Council that need to be paid out, which are about $14.51.
So this one's not going to go in there.
We need to just double check on that on the numbers that we have.
Thanks.
But I'll be more than happy to incorporate it for the 14th. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion has been made by Commissioner Ramos. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Reese. Discussion? Being that there is none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Item number AA, discussion and appropriate action to ratify the time-sensitive payments released by county treasurer and auditor. On this purpose, time-sensitive matters, have those been submitted? Let me see here.
No.
Utility, I didn't see anything on there. Is that correct?
Oh, I
Was there? Okay, so then it's the paper copy here. So these would be on the accounts payable.
So moved.
Motion has been submitted by Commissioner Ramos. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Reese. Discussion? Being that there is none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Item double B on this item, accounts payable itself. Those items are also provided in paper in the documentation here. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion has been made by Commissioner Reese. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Ramos. Discussion?
I did receive an invoice from Commissioner Reese's office. See if we could add it to accounts payable. It was for the Hudson Brothers trailer sales. Out of Fund 112 for $9,500.
Commissioner.
I believe it's the trailer that was purchased.
Oh, yes.
So if you could include that invoice for payments.
So moved.
Motion has been made with the inclusion of the auditor's request for that purpose. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Reese. Discussion? Being that there is none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Warrants pending. Item double C on this item. Is there a motion to approve? Motion has been made by Commissioner Reese, second by Commissioner Ramos. Discussion? Being that there is none, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Unanimous. Very well. We'll go ahead now proceed into executive session. Commissioner's Court will meet in closed session to deliberate the following matters as authorized by the Texas Government Code, Section 551.071, consultation with attorney. For this purpose, we will be taking in item number 1 of executive session, amendments to the Maverick County purchasing policy, 2, fire and EMS negotiations, 3, real property located on Wyrick Farm Mobile Home Park, 4, Maverick County Waterworks hauling water rates, 5, Maverick County Airport Water Works, 6, real property contracts for homes located at Radar Base, 7, Texas Parks and Wildlife Grant. We will also be taking in item T of the agenda, which would be discussion of appropriate action to allow Maverick County to enter private property located at 4053 Deer Run Boulevard. Item X, discussion and appropriate action to approve budget adjustments, amendment for Fund District Court's budget cuts. And item D, consideration and adoption of an amendment on the restated interlocal agreement for tax increment participation in reinvestment zone number 1, City of Eagle Pass, Texas. Don't believe there's any other item that's going into executive session. Very well. We'll go ahead and proceed. Let the record reflect that the court will move to executive session on Wednesday, October 8th at 6:50 p.m. And with members being present, Commissioner Ramos, Commissioner Reese, and myself.